Maybe John Jones is
in that John Jones video where he's like trying to he's like at a comedy show with his like gay lover or something.
Yep.
What?
I've seen. Of course, I have.
Oh, wait, crazy.
I don't think I followed it. Who's there with their gay lover?
So there's video.
John Jones is in the crowd of a comedy show, and the comedy show's recorded. I don't know if he knows, but he's like belligerent drunk and just like yelling shit from the audience.
Yep.
And he's like with supposedly his gay secret lover. And it's pretty clear it's him talking. And I'm assuming just like that drunk at a show, you're not going to think this would ever get out. It's a long time ago.
I'm sure.
But pretty damning video.
Really? What? How do you know he's not just a friend? Like,
they were like saying some pretty specific things.
Oh,
yeah.
They were heckling with details of them having sex.
Something was to that effect. I'd have to rewatch it to see. It's like pretty.
You're not funny, and I suck cock.
Yeah. Something like that, actually.
yeah.
I saw
maybe you remember better than I do.
I didn't get to that part. So I always attribute the gay stuff to the MMA guru, who's a MMA YouTuber. He's got a big bushy beard and big bushy like reddish brown hair, and all of his thumbnails and all of his videos and have his big pale face like really close to the camera. And he's sort of a pariah, I would say, in some circles. Like I know he's got beef with a lot of other MMA journalists, and a lot of people don't like him. But he started a rumor that John Jones was gay, and then sort of made up a lot of evidence to support that, just to pick on John and get a response out of John. And it worked, because John will be like, straight as fuck over here. I don't know what y'all talking about. Like he's just like, he doesn't know how to respond to this. Usually people are like, you're on steroids. You cheated. You're a disgrace to the sport. But this guy's just like, you suck dick.
You're fucking gay, dude.
You're a homo gay. And John's like, no, I'm not.
That's not how you respond to being called gay. You just go, gay as the day is long, brother.
Hulk Hogan
And then you
responded to it really well.
You should watch the video, but it's like
I'll have to. I haven't seen the whole
thing.
It
was pretty, at the least, it's pretty. You think a little bit differently of the guy after. You think.
I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened. I started watching it, and I could tell how drunk John was by how he was slurring his words. And I didn't want to see him like that, because I've seen him get drunk and embarrass himself like 3 other times. One time he got pulled over and he's just being that trashy celebrity that you can imagine, who's like, you know who I am. You know who I am. And it's like, you were street racing. What are you doing out here? And then the other time when he beat up his baby mama and she's got like a busted lip, and the Las Vegas PD lock him up, and he's talking about how he could beat them all up, and he headbutts the car. He's just always embarrassing himself and letting the veil slip a little bit. I appreciate that he's a piece of shit who pretends like he's a man of God, though. That's one of my favorite like niche characters. The scumbag who uses the like veil of religion. Yeah, he's always talking about, oh, only through God can I become greater. And it's like, dude, you killed a man. It's always something evil he's doing.
Yeah, I think Jones is genuinely conflicted, and that he knows he's done a lot of bad things, but doesn't see himself as a bad guy. You don't think so? He's
a bad guy. He is, whether he sees himself that way or not, he is unavoidably like a villainous human being. Yes. And the best part, like Taylor, he's about to fight for the heavyweight. He's the heavyweight champion, and he's about to have his big retirement fight, and it's going to be John Jones night, and everybody's going to be sucking his dick, all the dudes, all his whoever, and it's. It's going to be a big deal. But if he loses that fight, Woody,
oh my God,
if we haven't heard a peep out of Stipe Miocic in what feels like a year and a half, 2 years, if Stipe shows up and he's been on that German fucking vitamin program, he shows up looking like one of them German gals that was swimming back behind the Iron Curtain, like he's grown a bicep on his bicep, and he KOs John. That would be the craziest timeline, because he's supposed to be the old white lamb to the slaughter, and John's supposed to be the one who's looking pretty saucy as of late. Like he made fun of the internet because it's like, which is it? Am I fat or am I on steroids? Because he had a 6-pack as of late, and he looked good.
Yeah, on steroids. You went from one. It can
if he's on steroids now, like he looks good now, like he's ripped up now.
He is juiced. That guy, he's always on steroids in his whole career.
I mean, I've seen no evidence to that, and Derek says their testing program is excellent,
Not unbeatable though.
They caught him twice. They caught him twice. And they caught him a third time and let it go. They just moved it to another state.
I loved when they did that. That's when I knew that the bad guys were in charge. You ever, in a movie that would never happen. Like if there was a movie about Daniel Cormier's life or whatever, that'd be the moment where like everybody would turn on John. He'd be expelled from the sport, and DC would have the crying moment where he's like, "I'm a real champion, a clean champion." But we live in an evil world where money is all that matters. So they were just like, "Oh, well, we'll just do it in another state then." Come on, John, with your dirty ass and your picograms.
2 out of 3 times that fight, I guess, sort of didn't happen. One time, Jay gave John Jones the win, but he was clearly roided up. Another time, John Jones won, but it's a no contest because he got caught for steroids. Yep. And another time, he got caught for steroids, and they canceled the fight before it happened.
Yeah. You know how it ended, Taylor? Daniel Cormier crying.
Oh, crying. Yeah, and I remember you mocking him for that.
Weeping like a woman. Weeping like a woman, Taylor.
Those are manly tears.
Those were bitch boy tears. Those are bitch boy tears.
I like him because he also clearly likes to, play a little loose with the diet, And he's still he still has the heart of a champion. I'll always like him more than John Jones. I don't know anything about either of them.
I saw Max Holloway making fun of him. Max was like, "Dude, you look like you're 300 pounds. What are you doing?" and DC mentioned TRT. He's like, "Yeah, you get on some of that TRT. You be thinking about coming back, doing this and that." He's like, "Cowboy's saying that right now because I'm sure Cowboy's on some kind of a regimen. He's wanting.
Yeah, well, Cowboy says he's on a regimen, so it's not a guess.
Yeah, so literally what he wants to do is like, I'm retired, and then spend 2 years like on TRT or whatever that is for him, and then come back to the sport is what he's wanting. But I don't think they're going to give him a fight. I think they cut. Oh no, they didn't. Our boy Tony Ferguson's got another fight coming up. I'm almost positive he's got another fight coming up.
That's crazy.
They need to put a stop to that. Even I know enough that you guys share pictures every time he gets in the ring, and he's like getting his jaw kicked in half, looking like a crash test dummy. That guy needs to be to be removed from the fighting game. Put him in a field somewhere. Let him run free.
I bet he has the record for consecutive losses.
He does now. I think it's at the 7 or 8 or something like that. Jim Miller's fighting in the next event. Jim Miller is
really.
Jim Miller's 40 and his.
Oh my god!
Look at imagine the G forces that are required to accomplish what's happening here.
Look how focused that guy on the right is on that kick.
Yeah. All right. So like it's a little basic.
That's the guy Conor McGregor is dodging on the right.
So
I don't doubt it. That guy looks terrifying.
Tony's skull has accelerated so fast toward the ceiling of the arena that his face skin couldn't keep up. That's what's happening here, just so we're all clear.
Do you remember what Smeagol looked like before he became Gollum?
Right, yes, with the things on his face like that, yes.
Yeah, the fucking weird prosthetic. That's what he looks like.
He's like halfway between Smeagol and Gollum, yeah.
And mix in that thing from 300.
Yes, he looks like Ethialtes. He's like, you have to raise your guard. I can't, my lord. Shoulder to neck, or
I'll tell you where. And then Ephialtes stood to the side and like tended to the dead bodies like he was supposed to. But then he noticed everybody was doing like 360 no scopes as soon as the battle began. So everything Leonidas said was a lie. We didn't stand shoulder to shoulder and keep our shields locked. Everybody
he didn't want that ugly monster ruining the vibes.
He smelled. What if that was it? What if after he left, he like leaned to that bearded guy and was like, smell? Can you believe it? That alone will drive the Persians back into the sea.
He's got like that thing where his ass isn't really there. It's just like a long lower back.
Oh, a pussy.
Disgusting. Yeah, and then he went there, and then even Xerxes was like, all right, if you join my side, you can fuck, but you don't even get to like fuck women. You get to fuck these like weird burn victim amputees.
There's a goat woman. Remember the goat woman?
There was a goat woman. That was...
Dude, I thought that was
out of left field.
Dude, I was into that. I was like, he's not just offering pussy. He's offering like the creme de la creme, like imperial pussy. The weird, like
that was the worst pussy. He was
goat pussy is the creme de la creme. Have you been talking to ISIS?
See, he made a goat woman with some sort of like dark.
Yeah, that's who he
First of all, you got to understand. First of all, you have to understand 300 is, of course, a point of view story. So we're getting all this from the point of view of that one-eyed guy who was like the last one living, Faramir. So Faramir is like really, he's beefing this story up. Oh, and then a goat woman came out. He's telling a story. So you got to understand that too.
Dude, that movie rocks. It's so good. It's so fun. It's such a fun movie. I remember 300, the first one.
I remember thinking like, whatever workout program Gerard Butler is on is the one. And so back then DVDs always came with a ton of great extras. And on the 300 DVD, they were like flipping tires and they were running with like tension cables to their back to like resistance cables to their back and like doing this circuit training that mostly involved tires and resistance bands. And I was like, that must be it. That must be how you turn enormous.
What was like cool, what was funny during 300, the actual movie, is like you could tell the guys who were kind of airbrushed up and like makeup and everything. And then there'd be an extra that was like an actual monster man.
Yes.
Who was enormous. And it'd be panning. It'd be like, why isn't he the king? Like, just why does he not simply eat the smaller Spartans?
They must have done their casting call to like bodybuilders and gay porn stars. Because that's what they all look like. Like there's some like really like pretty boys in the background with like 12 abs.
You pretty plugged into that world?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. See, that's how you respond to a gay accusation, not with I'm not gay, I'm John Jones.
What do you say? I'm a man.
Tell me Alex Pereira wouldn't make a perfect Xerxes if they did another 300.
Oh, he would. He'd be great.
If he could speak fucking English, Xerxes rolls out from his giant throne carried by a dozen slaves and he goes, Chama. I don't know what he's going to say, but Pereira, to me, I've only been watching MMA since Woody introduced me to it about a decade ago. But Pereira to me is the GOAT. Like, and I've never seen anybody do what Pereira's done. Like he's come in and beat like everyone he's beaten was a champion, former champion, or future champion. All of his fights, I think, and it's like 5 out of 6, and the one loss is maybe to Izzy. It might be 6 out of 7.
The Roundtree fight was pretty compelling the first couple of rounds, though. Like that guy didn't have the gas tank to take it, but I mean, if he was able,
he didn't have the eyeball to take it. His eyeball, dude. That I love when the announcer went, something on his face is flapping off, and it was his nose. Like he came into the fight with this wound on the bridge of his nose, and it was like closed with a butterfly band-aid that was his skin color, so you couldn't really see it, but I saw it, and like right away that thing gets beaten off, and then the flesh is like rended off, like Ramsey's got a hold of him, and there's meat flapping off the bridge of this guy's nose. No, you're right, it was competitive for the first 2 rounds. I think the judges gave those rounds to Roundtree, but
I just looked it up.
If you get a lucky shot, like obviously Pereira can be knocked out if Izzy's able to get one counter shot, take him to the ground, so it's possible. Sure. And I think there was a lot of opportunities where that might have happened, but didn't get lucky enough. And then it was just like a ticking time bomb of gassing out.
I've never seen anybody do what he's done.
Beaten 9 belt holders.
Yeah. But he's done this. It's the 3 title defenses in 6 months too. It's like nuts.
Yeah.
And when they interview him, he's so nonchalant about it. He's like, I wanted to fight again in December, but my foot, maybe February. And it's like, dude, are you serious? You're coming back in February? That's so quick. I don't remember the last time the lightweight belt got defended. It wasn't against Volkanovski or something. Like, when's the last time that Islam fought?
I don't know.
I don't even remember it. Meanwhile, this Pereira guy's come in and had at least 4 fights since the last time Islam's fought once.
At 37 years old, too.
Yeah.
And he knows it. That's why I appreciate the hell out of that. These fighters who are 37 and 38 that are like, Chandler comes to mind, who's waiting years on the Conor McGregor fight. And it's like, you could have fought 6 times while you sat there and waited on Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor punked him worse than he has anybody, if you ask me.
It was 6 months ago he fought, by the way.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember it.
Poirier.
He fought Volkanovski. Poirier. Jesus, God, he's so fucking good. I hate those people with a passion.
Poirier, isn't he Brazilian? I thought you hated the
Poirier's American, but he's defeated by the Dagestani. There's always a Dagestani champion. There always is.
These Dagestanis, they're just bred to fight.
Dude, it's Russians already tough, Muslim Russians with fucking Amish beards.
It's a rough combo.
Men of the land, tough.
Yeah, there aren't many people who can stand up to them.
I hate it. I hate their boring fighting style. I hate their annoying accent. I hate their haircuts with a passion. I hate the weird sort of like borderline gay like hangout style they have when they're all chilling in the sauna together and hanging all over each other. They're all too hairy.
It's not gay to sit in a sauna with your handsome friends,
your boys in a big tub.
Yeah,
you know, they're all in a big tub together. They all had the same fucking haircut and facial hair, and I just don't feel like that was the hairstyle before Khabib rocked it. And it just feels like they're all sucking Khabib's.
Do we have
hairstyle?
What's the population in America that we could tap to compete with the Dagestanis, or do we just not have one?
Wrestlers? I don't know.
We have nothing for them. It's been tested.
Do we have any like crazy West Virginia big old mountain men?
Those people aren't fed well.
Bo Nichols, let's get him in there. See if he can hang with their ground game.
He's got a couple more fights before he gets anything like that. But yeah, I hate the Dagestanis. I hate Khabib. I hate all those terrorist connected people. I can't stand.
Didn't Putin just crack part of their ring or something and was like, we're arresting some of you guys?
Yeah, there were some terrorists who were going to Khabib's gym who did some kind of a terrorist act on a church and killed a bunch of people, and they tracked him back down to that gym. The last I heard, they had closed the gym down and seized a lot of Khabib's assets and properties. But I'm not a big enough hater to follow it day to day.
I don't know why you hold every little thing against Khabib.
I don't. The Russian government does. The good guys, right, Taylor?
No. How does Islam get to Dagestan? Like, what's the history there? I don't know. Some conquest from a long time ago, or like,
for sure.
That has to be it. But I mean, you don't like. There was a conquest of Spain for hundreds of years, and like Islam is not a major population there, you know. So it like had to be something recent.
Well,
I mean, they did. They pushed the Muslims out through crusades and shit. But
I think there's a lot of Muslims down there because wasn't that what was going on with the Serbian conflict or whatever back in the day with Milosevic? Wasn't it ethnic Muslims down there or something at odds with the Russians? Like I think all those countries have a population of Muslims.
Oh, maybe. It's just weird that like Russia of all places think of them as like Orthodox or something,
it's
and
so
then
big,
have
though.
like a. Yeah, I guess
that's down in that south corner of Russia. That's gargantuan.
Yeah, I guess it's near like the stands.
It is
not the like true stands like Afghanistan, but like the quasi stands like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan.
Why are you so Stanist?
Well, they've made their bed. You know,
because like you're saying, some
means?
stands are good stands, some stands are bad stands.
Yeah, it means land of, right?
It does. It does indeed.
Mm-hmm. You wished I didn't know that, didn't you?
Yeah, I wish you didn't know it.
The land of the Uzbeks.
Yeah. No, I'm really looking forward to this weekend's event, though. I always like seeing Max Holloway fight. Like I said, it's in the UAE, I think. So that
says 11 a.m. PST.
Oh, so that's actually pretty convenient. Yeah, it's an afternoon fight card.
2 p.m.
They're too goddamn late normally. Like we talk about it all the time, but the Ocho card or whatever at the Sphere, we were watching it all on a Discord call together, and people are getting tuckered out. It's like 1, 2 in the morning or something like that. They're like, how much longer is this going on for? And like, you got to wait until the light show is over. Then they're going to start the fight. I got annoyed with that. That was way too long. And if they're going to do that, they should do it in a different time zone. But it's often to serve not the fans that you would think it is. It seems like they time some of them specifically for foreign audiences. So
do you guys bet on the fights at all, or just kind of like
casually, small
$5.
bets? So the guys in our Discord will do these ridiculous parlays where they're if everything goes their way, they're going to win $25,000. So it's fun to watch those because they'll get like 3/5 of the way to 25 grand fairly regularly. You know, this guy got knocked out, this guy got submitted, and it's like, oh my god, I just need like 2 more things to happen my way.
That's how parlays work.
That's the sinister nature of parlays.
Yeah.
It's
meant to get you most of the way there.
Well, how much
we try to
do it to get into whatever that is that you're talking about?
Oh, that's just us like fucking around. Oh, well, they're using like bet.com or stake.com or any number of like websites.
FanDuel,
right? But we'll do like little private bets between us.